I took a call from a man that was reporting that all of his belongings had been lost in a fire. I asked him all the questions, did all the things, and it was revealed that he was unhoused and he had been living on the side of the freeway. And sure enough, there was a brush fire at that location, and all of his belongings had been consumed in that fire. He said that the people that were putting out the fire were still there, but they could not help him, right? So he called 911 because he had nowhere else to call. So he got me. And I will say that I am not often moved to tears due to the calls that I took. I certainly have grief over the circumstances of many of the calls that I took because some of them were just so evil. But I was not often moved to tears. But there was something about the desperation and hopelessness in this man's voice that just pushed on my heart. Like, he was unhoused. There's no insurance company that's coming to replace all of his things. So just imagine if you had lost everything and you felt safe here, even if it was on the side of a freeway, and now that is all gone. This man had built community on the side of that freeway. It was his home, right? I explained to him that unfortunately the police were unable to assist him with replacing his belongings, but that I could refer him to an agency that might be able to help him to rebuild after his loss, right? And while I recognize that 911 centers are overwrought with calls and severely understaffed and overworked, I believe that we still have to take the time to love people, right? That man is an image bearer of God. He was created in the image of God, just like you and I. So to hear the desperation in someone's voice and not respond to it with the love of Christ while doing this 911 work was never an option for me. And it's my prayer that operators across the nation and the world really operate from a place of grace, right? Those of us who are followers of Christ and do this work, I'm praying that you represent Christ as you speak to those who are in need. For those of you who are not followers of Christ and do this work, I pray that something that a follower of Christ in your workplace does or says, or even maybe something that I say on this little corner of the internet